Twin Ring Motegi in Japan is the site for the continuation of the World GT Championship with Racehub and Simmortal here on Apex Racing TV. Good evening, everybody. My name's Andrew Woodhouse, and as usual, I am joined by Alex Simpson, our racing Road Pro Series champion, Blancpain Endurance Series driver, and
sorry to kill your intro. I haven't done one yet this year, but yeah. I am doing the final round though, so it kind of is still valid. Sorry. Crashed and burned, killed your intro, everything.
And I'm joined by Alex Simpson, iRacing Road Pro Series driver, and one-time Endurance Series driver in 2018.
Thank you.
That's if he makes it. Hello, everyone. Go on, you can carry on now. I'm done. I've had it.
Yeah, everyone. I have to.
What do you expect? What do you expect to see then tonight? Motegi, Japan, lots of long straights, heavy braking. We're going to see some passing, I think.
This will be a good racing. I mean, it is difficult to overtake here, but it's going to be good. I think reverse grid races is going to be exciting, of course. There is a couple of heavy braking zones that guys can go for moves on. So I think this should be.
Well, we have misplaced Adam Bath, so
yeah.
we have left him in Scotland, I'm afraid. So yeah, he won't be joining us for this one. But someone who is from Scotland, is the man who's leading the championship, Miguel Freitas. Now, he's won this series before, and he has now a 75-point lead over Josh Thompson. So Mercedes, even though the BMW and some other cars have pulled it back over the last 6 months, it's still the one to be.
Yeah, it seems to be. Just very, very consistent again. Is the car. The BMW, Josh Thompson seems to be getting the best out of that and is starting to close the gap. There's a long way to go. We were talking just a moment off air, people saying, championship's over. It's not. It's halfway to go. Still absolutely loads of this championships to go. I think any of the sort of, top 5 drivers that are very much in shout, even if Doka in 6th and Stephen Baxter in 7th have got a good chance. I think, a couple of DNFs here and there, and it just turns around on its head. In the AM Championship, Mark Woodhouse looking very, very good. He's got 111 points advantage from White and Underhill, a further 4 points back. That is ridiculously close, the AM.
Oh, yeah. 2nd,
3rd, 4th, really, really close. Just a few points separating them, and then it's Hedgecock in 4th, and then Moons in 5th. So very, very exciting. AM Championship, XVR Sim Racing leading the way. In the Teams Championship, 240 points as well. So good.
Here we go then. Rounds 15, 16 and 17 tonight in the World GT Championship. And Miguel Freitas is going to get us underway out of the final corner. And look at that, Thompson under all sorts of problems, under all sorts of pressure from Michael and Doka, who got a really, really good start. And into turn 1 they go.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened to Josh. He got all kinds of out of shape, didn't he? And really, really put a lot of pressure on him that I don't think he was expecting.
I can see again. I couldn't see anything going around the first corner. Here we go. Foggy leading. Thompson, Evdoka, Rose, Brandon. Your top 5. Nice clean start, it looks like. So a couple of drivers going off the track further back, but nobody in major problems, I don't think, as for the moment. And there's Adam Hedgecock, the 29th. He's battling with Lee Woodburn, Mercedes. Foggy is stretching his legs nicely then.
That start really nailed it, didn't he? And Josh just overreacted a little bit. Traction control having to really kick in, keep his car pointing.
Oh, forward. Baker's gone. Baker's crashed. Dave Baker's crashed in the background. Oh, and there's going to be cars crashing behind as well, nearly joining him.
I don't know who that was.
Baker just got on the grass, Alex, and
possibly David White doing exactly the same thing behind, I think. Right? So
yeah, White actually avoided the barrier, unlike Baker. Baker sits 4th overall.
Tricky corner, that one. It's a lot of camber there, and it's easy to get it wrong. You just run a little bit wide and it happens like what David did there. You just get out of shape and
yeah. He was on the grass, and you know these cars, even though sometimes they look reasonably easy to drive, they are very high powered. On the grass, they are going to cause you a lot of difficulty. Michael Evdoka in 6th place in the championship, 3rd in this race. We're on board with him now as he vies for 2nd with Josh Thompson.
For those that don't know as well, the one red number on the left-hand side of the tower represents an AM driver. So the pros really showing their hand in the first round tonight. It's normally quite mixed, isn't it? You know, I'm surprised actually. Really seem to have got the classes locked down quite well now.
You'll also see numbers flashing red, as we saw there with Miguel Freitas. That's if the driver goes off the track. Like I say, we might need a different colour for the AM category, I think, going forward, just to clear that one up maybe a little. But Simon Field as well, Alex, you wouldn't really call him an AM. I mean, in this series, in this car, he probably is, but he's won many races in the BSRTC in the past, and we've seen him challenge for the championship. Yeah,
indeed he has.
He should have maybe taken it in 2015 as well. He had a good opportunity.
Possibly. And I think he'll. I don't think he's done too many of these races, so that's probably why he's got that classification. But
but you don't think of him as one, do you? That's the thing.
No,
because he's got so much experience. But he's down in 8th in the AM category, so not gone maybe according to plan for him so far this season. Looking at Johnny Brandon in the XVR Sim Racing Mercedes. He's trying to put some pressure on Christian Rose. The man who finished 3rd overall in the previous season of the championship, season 3. Chris Wood trying to have a go at the other Mercedes of Steve Lavalley. He's got a nice run here, Alex. He's right in the slipstream. He's going to want to pull out from the slipstream. Lavalley with a late move under braking to sort of cover him off, sort of unnerved Chris Wood, it looked like.
Yeah, and Chris didn't really jump back to the normal racing line, so he's not going to get much of an exit out of this corner. And it's not easy to do, especially with these GT cars, because you're trying to always look for your braking point, and that's why we see some drivers moving offline just ever so slightly, just to try and catch it. It's just compounds the problem when the driver ahead just moves a little bit over just to cover the line off. You know, you have to do even worse. And it really does compromise your next corner. So those drivers who can stay right behind, they really have an advantage if they know the track well.
Didn't really get a great deal of benefit out of that situation. You're right. Drivers who are making moves up the field include Paul Smith up 3, Nicolo Cuomo up 4, as is Lee Deemer, Ronald Moon, Stuart Atkinson, Lee Woodburns up 3. Jason Rose up 5, Josh Rayfield up 4, and Steve Burke up 4. John Roberts up 3. So you can see it's very even at the front, and that is what happens sometimes when you have the races, obviously, that you have to qualify for. I know it sounds very, very simple thing for me to say, but don't get a lot of movement because in theory people are where they should be. Where the consistency comes into it, though, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we usually see from race 1. You know, drivers will, at the front will move up, most sort of 3 or 4 places usually, unless there's someone really out of position. You might get 6 or 7 from the front runners. Midfield pack maybe a little bit more, but it's races 2 and 3 of the night where we see the major shift of positions and the racing really starting to hot up.
I think Jason Rowe might have had a crash, Alex, because he's lost about 4 places. He's lost out to David White. He's lost out to Stephen Burke. And I think he's looks like he's losing a fair bit of time, but 157 on the last lap, so that might indicate a half spin or a spin maybe, as wide in the background goes to BMW, which I think could have been Simon Field. Adam Hedgecock's coming through here, and on the inside of him is coming Lee Deemer.
Yeah, Deemer's got Woodburn behind him as well, so it's ridiculously close there.
We see Lee Deemer at the front in the BSR World Tour GT Series. Any reason maybe for not being as high up in this one? Because he seems consistently near the front in that.
Yeah, and I think he is quicker than what he's showing tonight. I could maybe just a track thing. You know, some people don't like this circuit. It can be tricky. Or he just didn't get the ideal qualifying run in that he wanted. You know, you've only got to have a bit of traffic with 40-odd cars out there, and as we alluded to at the start of the race, this is a very difficult circuit to overtake.
Yeah, and unless you get a really, really strong run, you see the Ferrari of Stuart Atkinson just behind them, 29th position. He's getting reasonably close to the back of the Mercedes, driven by Scott Malcolm. And Team Mad car, Team Mad 2, that is. Oh, off goes the Mercedes, and that's Richard Warmingham. Goes a bit wide. I wonder if there was a bit of contact there. Warmingham shuffled back. Newman sets his personal best lap of the race so far as the cones go absolutely walloped.
All hail the miracle marshals once again.
They're right on the line, aren't they, those cones? They're right on the line. People use that, pinch those extra few inches on the outside. Oh, crash. That's Ben Gregory. Hard into the wall. He's back on the course.
Everyone's scattering. Should avoid him.
Escape that.
Yeah. He did in the end.
Oh, man.
Needed it.
Big crash for Gregory. And that will not do his championship any favours. 14th at the moment. Had a poor meeting last week. Lost 6 places in the standings. He was in 8th. And he's going to continue dropping down the order there as we see Miguel Freitas and Matteo Follini. Follini up the inside. The World Championship driver moves up to 11th.
Yeah, good little move.
He's up 4 spots now from where he started. So again, it's that consistency from Follini, not really making any mistakes, that's pulling him through. You see a couple of cars behind Freitas, that bright yellow BMW. That was the aforementioned Simon Field, the man who we were talking about just a bit ago. Warmingham and Lavalley, I think, have exchanged places, or is that just that might just be a bogus one? That actually,
I think we've got a connection.
Might be somebody blinking. Yeah,
I think someone's got a connection problem out there as well, playing havoc with the timing tower. Of course, live timing is available here on Matrix Racing TV as well, and I'll post a link in the YouTube chat if you're watching it back. Obviously, it'll be no good to you.
No, that's right. As the cones get absolutely obliterated again. It's an admirable effort to try and stop these guys from going out there, but it's not working.
If you ever wanted to know how many events and things like that were going on, you can check it out on the live timing as well. It's just manic out there.
Yeah, it's constant. Freitas has been off apparently, and Field's been off as well. I think Field's trying to get past Freitas, is it? I'm not sure. I think he was very close with... Ah, yeah, he was very close with Freitas. And then you've got Pat Dowman in the Ferrari... sorry, in the Mercedes chasing down Pete Newman's Ferrari. I will get that right in a minute. And look at that. You can see the V10 engine in the Audi R8. Sounds quite nice, must admit. Do like a good V10.
Did I mention this last week that I went and had a look at Audi an RS3?
Oh, listen to this thing.
And I tell you what, the sounds of these things are just are amazing.
And amazingly, in the slipstream, the BMW is slightly quicker.
Crazy. That's it. Off to BMW then next week. This camera angle though really does shows how big the Audi is as well, but it also shows you can also hear the sound of that engine as we head up to well over 150 miles an hour. By the time we get to turn 1, Simon Field ducks out from the slipstream of the Freitas, the Portuguese driver. He's still there, having a little having a bash at it, Field, but can he get through? Can he make that move?
No, he can't. And as Alex mentioned, you can see the track map on your screen. White dots are the pros, red dots are the AMs. And look at that, it's almost a complete and utter separation, which is, it's what the organisers are really going for.
I think we might.
And now Field's going round the outside of Freitas at the.
Oh no!
Oh, there we go. Off into the wall goes Freitas. Oh no! Where is where's Paul Smith going to go?
He got nowhere to go.
Into the Audi is the answer.
Yeah, Smith absolutely nowhere to go there whatsoever. Let's have a look at it back from his cockpit, because there was just panic sets in for him. I think he's just like, oh no.
Oh, and then he gets it up the arse as well.
Yeah, just the boot.
That is right in the boot, exactly. And off goes Fellini. That's Cuomo. Sorry, that's Cuomo who's off. Well, Smith's still going, and actually, it's only lost one place, it looks like, due to that.
He had a little bit of a gap behind him, didn't he, fortunately? But yeah, that BMW is not in great condition. It's got 7 minutes to go.
Did you see the video that iRacing put out about the new damage model that they're working on?
I did. That's going to be very exciting, isn't it? Indeed.
Looks very good. I mean, Paul Smith, his car looks like it's already been through the new damage model. Look at the state of that. I'm not sure I've seen a BMW that messed up. That's still going in the race and still handling what looks like okay. It's a right mess. Smith might be in trouble now. He's on the straight though, Alex. And Cuomo just breezed past. He had no answer there.
Yeah, that's a shame for Smith. It looked like he's having a reasonable run. I mean, he's still, even though losing a couple of places and then that one there, he's still up 2 from the starting position. So it was going.
Maybe if he can hang around. Maybe if he can hang around in 20th, will end up being a pretty good result, unless he's got a meatball, that is, in which case he might not make it to the end of the race. But look at the Mercedes now, look at the power of Jack Styles' car now. Trying to go around the outside. Smith's just having to hang on to everything at the moment just to get that, just to try to stave off the Mercedes, but he can't do it. Just handicapped in the straight line speed, and look at that. 2 car lengths he clears him by. It's going to be an uphill battle now, Alex, because he's got 10 cars just behind him.
Yeah, but he might be able to get, a nice reverse grid or something here. He'll drop back into a reasonable position for that. Anything sort of 25th and back at, you've got better odds of getting towards the front, haven't you? So it might not be all bad. He might get something to salvage out of it.
If we look a little bit further back in that group, I was just going to...
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was just going to quickly mention that Dave Baker is in that group as well. A few cars behind. He's slowly making his way through, so the damage can't be maybe quite as bad as it looks, as Baker's actually up into 27th place and dropping down to what was pretty much the rear of the field.
Got no bonnet on my screen, but
yeah,
the rest of it looks actually okay.
It's the rear wing damage that you don't want in the Ferrari, as we know.
Yeah.
Look at the damage on the Audi. Freitas as well. The rear wing is absolutely crumpled. That's what you don't want on board with Baker.
It is affecting Dave's straight line speed. You can see they were physically pulling away from him down the straight. Let's see it this time. There you go. Bye bye. It's not huge, even though he's in the draft, but yeah.
Oh, look at this battle that he's about to end up in. Oh, contact! Woodburn!
Oh! Well,
that's a massive one. And
we had it live.
To be fair, he had no bonnet to...
I was about to say, no car left
to destroy that
there
time.
Anyway, so it was fine.
Oh, that's not going to be going well now, though, as you can see. Adam Hedgecock was involved. Dear me, big crash.
This is Newman and Bart Dale.
Quite an innocent little contact as well, wasn't it?
Tiny, but just no one had anywhere to go, did they? That's the trouble.
Pete Newman then, and Bart Dowman. Newman, who raced in the BSRTC last week from his hotel room at Mid-Ohio, which he scored a few points. He got to the end of some races, even though he was about 8 seconds a lap slower than normal. But fair play to him. He's obviously back on the wheel now. Either that or he's really been practicing hard on the controller over the weekend.
Yeah.
But here comes Pat Dowman. trying to have a go into the...
look at that on the braking for O'Connor as well. Really confident in that downhill braking zone. So easy to lock up there. Just run wide. You lose so much time when you do that as well.
Yeah, we've not really mentioned Lane O'Connor at all. But he started in 19th. He's having a strong run up to 15th. The lead at the front, by the way, for Nico Foggy is 2.4 seconds. So we haven't really missed anything. Don't worry, we're not missing any great action at the front because Foggy is stretching it out. Thompson in second, Docker in third, and then it's Christian Rose and Chris Wood. The action really starts at that battle that Alex was looking at just before. In fact, it's the 3 XVR cars there. 2 from the XVR Sim Racing and 1 from XVR Green, which is not going to be confusing at all for us, I'm sure.
No, not at all.
But yeah, Brandon Lavalley warming up.
Apex Academy Green, of course, on there. And nothing to do with Apex Academy. And of course, they put the Apex Racing TV logo on it, which is normally orange, but now it's the same as our Academy logo. So that does confuse us a little bit.
There you go.
But we'll take it.
You will take the advertisement.
Yeah, cross-purpose branding. Thank you.
Matt Bunn's in 9th. And then, have you been taking marketing classes? Pete Harrod in 10th. And then it's Matteo Fellini in 11th. Bart Darman is up 5 positions from where he started. And he's now up into 13th place. Nicola Cuomo's up 5, Ronald Moons is up 7, John Roberts is up 9. I think that might be the biggest mover actually, John Roberts. It is. Well, it's the biggest forward mover anyway. I have to get John some airtime, Alex, I think, because I don't think he hardly ever has any in this series, because somebody always ends up crashing into him.
Yeah, it usually does. We'll have a little look in a second. Well, actually, Newman's just pulled away, so do it as we jump on the back of Roberts.
It's another Ferrari.
Yep.
This thing sounds pretty good as well. Remember the first year we went to the WEC, the Ferraris, the petrol Ferraris, were just ear splitting.
Yeah, that was the normally aspirated ones before the turbo version comes out. Yeah. Jeez.
Sorry, not the petrol ones, the normally aspirated. Sorry, yeah.
They were mental. Literally. You needed your I think that was one of the few cars where I thought, do you know what, I need some earplugs.
Bear in mind that was the first race meeting I'd ever been to. I saw the Audi R18 or whatever go past, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that."
Well, you only saw that because you didn't hear it.
No, you didn't hear it.
Whispers by you.
That's not a racing car. And then the Ferrari comes past and he tears my ears off. It's great, and the Aston Martin is sound brilliant as well. But we are digressing slightly. I heard a slide. Yeah.
Let's just see if we see anyone as I go around the corner. I don't see anyone.
No. Everybody's okay, I think. It's going to be the final lap for Nico Foggy, Alex, as he's going to come through any second now.
Just slowly pulled this gap out, hasn't he, as the race has gone on. Looking, very, very good. Just goes to show the Merc is still really, really strong with the point and squirt circuits, It's all that power that it's got.
Well, the checkered flag is out, and it flies for Nico Foggy. He wins round 15 of the season at Twin Ring Motegi. Josh Thompson, we're going to see him coming across now in second, and Michael Docker in third. Rose and Wood rounding out the top 5. You see some close battles as everybody comes across there. Complete the top 10. Still very close between Ronald Moons and Miguel Freitas. So over 23rd and 24th, and they're coming into the final corner. Freitas with the damaged car. But Moons is going to hang on to this, you reckon? Yep. Freitas maybe overcooked it a little bit. Maybe a slight mistake. Oh, speaking of mistakes, one of the boosted with Savage cars nearly absolutely stacked it coming off the final corner.
Going back, Baker lost a few places as well.
Thrust Vector car of...
Can I just say how good does
Burke comes across?
Paul Gosling's car, then that Northern Lights Racing livery, I have to say, is fantastic. I'm partial to the Apex one, right? I think it's one of the best liveries we've ever sent out there. But I have to say, that trumps our livery. on every car.
For the Audi?
Well, no, just for every car I've seen it on, to be honest.
Really? Wow.
I think I really am a huge fan of that. So awesome work, whoever it was who painted that. Brownie points from Simpson.
There you go. You heard it here first. So a lot of compliments for the liveries tonight from Alex. I'm sure that will continue. We've got a reverse grid wheel to do in just a minute or so. But first of all, we're going to get the results, and we'll only get them actually when because everybody hasn't finished yet. Ben Gregory, we're just waiting for him. There he goes.
Ben with the.
Hey, he made it to the end.
Yeah, he still made it to the end. Yeah.
So he makes it to the end just as Nico Foggy actually gets into the pits to complete his cooldown lap. And there we go. There's the results on the screen now. Nico Foggy takes the win. 3.7 seconds clear of Josh Thompson. Michael Evdocker in third. Christian Rose in fourth. It was as you were for the front four from where they qualified. Chris Wood in fifth. Johnny Brandon sixth. Steve Lavalley in seventh. Richard Warmingham eighth. Matt Bunn ninth. And Pete Harrod in 10th. First of the AM drivers was Simon Field in 16th. And Mike Gray in 17th. And then we saw the big crashes. No, that's fine. We saw the big crashes for Paul Smith in 21st place. And Dave Baker in 28th. John Roberts, we saw him move up the field to the tune of 9 places. He finished in 26th. There could be a reverse grid spot for him. Jason Rowe saw some issues down there, as Adam Hedgecock had massive issues later on. And at the very back of the field, we did lose 3 drivers, Nate Simpson, Lee Woodburn, and Jeroen Kaiser. I don't think he took the start.
No, I don't remember seeing him at all.
He did qualify. No, he did go on. He did do some laps in qualifying, but yeah, he wasn't able to go onto the grid for whatever reason. But yeah, well, Alex, whose day are you going to make or ruin?
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's spin. Of course, we have 2 of these over the course of the night. For anyone who doesn't know what it is, so the Wheel of Fortune, where it ends up, that driver will be on the pole position for the next race. So you go into it not knowing, and the driver is going to be the driver that finished in 26th place.
Now that will be John Roberts. So that is what that 9 positions gained will get you. And that will get you onto the front row of the grid. So we'll see him starting from pole position. Scott, of course, assuming no penalties or anything like that. Scott Malcolm will be alongside him with Miguel Freitas in third, Ronald Moons in fourth, and Lee Deemer in fifth. We'll see how they get on when we return here on Apex Racing TV for the World GT Championship Race 2. Welcome back to the World GT Championship here on Apex Racing TV. Series presented by Racehub and Simmortal. We're here for race 2 of the day. The reverse grid, well, it's thrown a boosted car onto the front row. John Roberts alongside the team Mad car of Scott Malcolm. So we'll see how they get on. Miguel Freitas just behind them. Ronald Moons in 4th. Lee Deemer in 5th. And our colleague Paul Smith in 6th. We'll be looking to have a bit more of his BMW intact, Alex, than in the first race.
Yeah, he will indeed. We said that, you know, the reverse grid might help him out, and it has done a little bit, so 6th place is reasonable. I think he'll look at the people ahead, actually, and think he can move forward on this one as well. So it's just how quickly he can move forward. There's a few good drivers behind him. Actually, I think Paul's got a good chance in this one.
I think you're right, the BMW's on form.
Sorry, Paul, I just cursed him, didn't I? But
probably. The BMW's on form. Paul's been out for a few weeks. He's been working in London, so he's not had access to his own computer or even decent internet, it looks like. So yeah, he'll be very, very happy to be back. He is streaming as well. If you want a different perspective on the race, go and see his stream as well. And here we go, we're about to get ready. The lights are on when John Roberts hits it. We're going to be going green here at Motegi. Here we go. Good start by Roberts. He really got a nice jump. Freitas under pressure from Malcolm, then into turn 1. Team Mad stablemates there. Freitas and Malcolm giving each other just enough room. Smith getting very close to the back of Ronald Moons. He knows he probably needs to get past the Mercedes quickly if he's going to have any effect on this race. But also Nicolo Cuomo, he's trying to have an effect on him. Going into the back section of the circuit, Ronald Moons is on the outside in the Mercedes. Alex, they're going too wide to the double apex left-hander, and Moons has gone wide. He's lost the car, and he's taken one of the XVR cars with him.
Yeah, that's, big crash. See that in the background. Big
crash.
That's
Mike Gray that's gone, I think.
He just, like I say, just got on the grass, didn't he? And it didn't look like he got out of it. Just kept his foot planted, and yeah, they might have traction control, but it's not that good.
Yeah. Well, it's Roberts, Freitas, Malcolm, Smith, Cuomo, Styles, Blake, Deemer, O'Connor and Dowman. And round the outside goes, is that Matteo Fellini having a look in the middle of that pack as well.
Or someone else getting very out of shape, like what happened with Baker in the first race.
Yeah, Baker of course crashing, leaving himself quite a way down the order. In fact, he missed the reverse grid pole, did Dave Baker, so started in 28th place. He's now up to 24th, although he's just lost a place to David White, and he's just lost another one to Nicole Foggy. So championship contenders battling way down the order. Foggy going through on the Team Mad car, it looks like, of Chris sorry, that's the wrong car I'm looking at, isn't it? Oh, contact, and off goes the Ferrari.
That is Baker around. Oh, and there's a Team Mad, there's one of the Mad cars gone. That is Chris Wood. That's also dropped down. That was on
Lundgren
of the last corner.
Lundgren's dropping down as well.
Yeah, he's on the grass. Yeah,
he's on the grass. Not sure what happened to him, but yeah, I want to see what. Should we see what happened with Chris Wood and Lundgren? See if there's anything I need to check out there. Here we go then, mate. Take us through it.
Yeah, just gonna see. So good battling then, side by side, all the way through from the downhill.
Right, Steve Lavalley.
Through. You can hear Baker. There's the little nudge. So Robert must be completely separate. Yeah, it is completely separate.
Although he does the sensible thing and doesn't absolutely floor it when he's on the grass, you know. And he tried to come back on at a sensible point. John Roberts then leads the way. Freitas is starting to close in though. He's got it down to half a second. But it's a good start by the Ferrari. The Audi in pursuit. Then it's Malcolm in the Mercedes, and it's Smith in the BMW and Cuomo in the Mercedes as well. Simon Field and Bart Dowman are extremely close out there. You can see that on the timing screen. They were side by side.
There we go.
Not side by side anymore, but super close. We're on board now with the Englishman.
Yeah, Dowman at least had the inside line. I don't know if he went through there.
Oh, and that's Styles and Blake, I believe, were very close together, just in front of this group. There they are. That's very close.
Yeah,
Through
I mean,
goes Jack Styles.
You've only got to look at the tower. Oh, what's that in the background? Something going off. This is still a great battle. Too much to follow. Someone going for a move a bit further back as well. One of the
it was Michael.
That was Brandon going for the move further back, but I don't know who it was who went off.
I think it might have been Michael Edoka, but I'm not certain on that. Oh, crashing cars there in the background.
Oh,
Here we go. That's that was Thompson and Ivdoka. That was Ivdoka. Severe damage to the Mercedes, and the man who finished second in race 1 not going to finish there in race 2. Let's have a look.
It's not what Josh wanted at
so
all.
He's either serving a slowdown.
Well, Josh was one of the ones that went off. So yeah, he was slow there. Let's see exactly what happens. Runs a little wide.
Oh, and then he just can't get it under control.
Nothing Michael could do about that. It's not his fault at all. Josh just yeah, gets the line all wrong.
Yeah, that's one of those that's difficult to that'll be difficult for the stewards to call, because you know he's just lost the car, but then he has taken another car with him, so it's yeah, very difficult to see. Paul Smith has been overtaken by Michael Blake, but they're still side by side.
Oh.
Bang! Door handle to door handle. Simmortal versus STP, Smile Time Racing.
Yeah, Portal had gained a couple of places, but dropped down a few since.
And no, I'm not being stupid. I know that STP doesn't stand for Smile Time Racing. It's Smile Time Productions, sponsorship on the car. John Roberts is showing us off the track, but I think he's back on.
Yeah, it's easy to get just a little one here.
O'Connor has absolutely dropped like a stone.
There he is.
And that's why in the gravel trap he might not be going any further there, Lane O'Connor. We're looking now at Niccolò Cuomo, the Italian.
Foggy trying to pick up some more places as well. Christian Rose just behind him. I think actually Foggy's just got by Rose, isn't it?
Yeah, they're trying to make their way through together, really.
Why?
Look at the event. The event viewer is absolutely going crazy.
Yeah,
so much going on, so much overtaking. And Nathaniel Simpson has jumped to the pits. He must have had a crash. But yeah, Foggy now having a look on the XVR green Mercedes of Richard Warmingham. I would imagine that that's going to be easily done, and it is. Nothing wrong with that, of course. Helping your team out. Stable. Indeed. Christian Rose is going to find a harder time, you would imagine, getting through. Rose in the slipstream of the Mercedes. The Ferrari just simply doesn't have the grunt, really, at a circuit like this to
it needs
make
more
inroads, contacts between
Matt Bunn, I think,
Bunn in the Ferrari and Phillips or Harrod are 3 wide in front of them as well. It is car 12 that is Dion Phillips, and he's gone wide. He's gone very wide as Phillips, and he's lost a few places as a result.
Yeah, he was side by side with Bunn, and Bunn, had the inside line and just sort of used his position to just to run him out wide, really, just defending the line. So nothing wrong with that.
Oh, big crash, and that's Styles. And that's Foggy. That's Nico Foggy, Alex, the championship leader, with terminal damage, surely.
I have to say, that's what Thompson wants to see, isn't it? You know? Big. That's what can happen in these reverse grid races. You know, suddenly you think you're safe and people have been saying the championship's done, and there you go.
This is the thing, though.
Catch up on.
We've been saying
Rayfield, Styles, Foggy out there.
Well, we've been saying this all night. We've been seeing this all night, sorry, that Motegi, you make a mistake here, and the barriers are actually really close to the circuit.
Yeah, they'll bite you hard.
You can come back into the track, though, as well. It's a bit like Watkins in that respect. John Roberts continues to lead. He's doing a fine job of it as well. Yeah,
nearly half the race gone. Just trying to see what sort of advantage. They are being hunted down a little bit now by the Driving Revolution sim racing car out there.
I must admit, no offence to John, though, but I didn't expect him to hold off Freitas for 10 minutes.
No, me neither. I have to say, done a good job, especially considering he's in the Ferrari, and it's probably the Ferrari's weakest track as well, to be honest.
Although one thing the Ferrari does do very well is the slow corners, isn't it? So it can, and Freitas does not look like he's driving massively well, it has to be said today, but see how it pans out. Still a long way to go. Cuomo, as you said, making his way forward. He started in 8th place. Scott Malcolm up in 4th still in the Mercedes. He's got pressure from Blake and Smith, though, behind him. Equally impressive from Scotsman, Alex, to stave off Blake and Smith for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is how he's won a few races this season, isn't
it? Here we go! Oh, that was Smith having a look on Blake, which made Blake steam into the corner.
That's just what I was saying. As the guys battle behind, that leaves him, frees him up to try and scamper away. But Blake trying his best to defend from Smith behind, but also put the moves on Malcolm. Maybe this time. So you can duck out of that slipstream. He's getting closer.
You can see the Mercedes gaining and gaining. Hard on the brakes. Makes it well. Does Michael Blake. Of course, of the series sponsor Simmortal. Michael Blake runs that company, and that was a model overtake.
Indeed it was. Well done. I like that one.
Now let's see if it continues, though, because you've got Smith and Deemer. It's behind them. Paul Smith channeling his inner Ash Sutton by having a really darting around under braking and seeing if he can scare a few people off the road. Of course, it was Yorkshire Day last week. He wasn't available to be racing on Yorkshire Day, but a nice big Bayek to him.
Yeah, that's all the posts representing.
You've got to. You really have to. He did come up with a good idea actually last week and said Yorkshire Day should be a bank holiday, but only in Yorkshire. I approve of that. Definitely. On board with the BMW then. And in fact, he's the highest BMW at the moment. Really flying the flag for them, really.
So many
looks smooth out there, mate. Looks like it's handling well, sorry.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it does. So many Mercs out there, really. I think that's
and you can see that on the screen, actually, now.
But not leading the top 2 spots at the moment, so...
Just the one Audi in the top 20. It is out of favour this season, the Audi, but I didn't think it was out of favour by that much.
Which is funny, because in the Blanc Pan, or the VRS GT as it now is, World Championship, it's all Audi. Well, it's not all Audis, but a lot of them are Audis, and of course the cars have been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed.
Because it took the title with Carl Janssen in season 3.
Yeah. I'm led to believe, and I don't know if this is true, but the fastest GT3 car out there right now is the McLaren.
Is that so?
Because it hasn't been nerfed, because obviously no one's driving it. Yeah, actually, it's about half a second quicker now.
What, than anything else? Don't tell Josh Thompson that he'll be in that next week.
Pretty much. Oh, there's some position changes going on there. Oh, that's why, because Pete Newman is is not on the black stuff.
No, he wasn't, and there was someone else who was off as well. I didn't quite see who it was. Ronald Moons was off as well.
Is that him to the side there? I think it might be.
Yeah, I think so, because it didn't actually give a notification that Ronald Moons came back on track, because he hasn't. So yeah, he's been off for a while. He's damaged anyway. Look at that. Dowman and Bunn and Field, they're all in and amongst it. That's 3 manufacturers right there: Mercedes, then Ferrari, then BMW. Dowman, the Belgian driver, just like and car 2, just like another Belgian driver, Stoffel van Dorn. There you go.
Getting reports of a possible crash as well between
Stephen Burke has been off in the thrust vector Audi, and it sounds like Stuart Atkinson's boosted Ferrari has been in the wars as well. I wonder if we could see that on the screen, or there we go.
Well,
now, so that's already kicked off then, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
well, so there's the damage to Atkinson anyway.
That's the aftermath.
Here we go then.
3 wide ahead. Well, they were briefly.
Maybe they're separate incidents for these two. Let's have a look. Atkinson goes onto the grass, turns across. Bang!
What Simpson did.
Oh yeah. Well, that doesn't explain what happened to Burke then. So.
Go on then. We'll have a quick look at that and get back to the action very quickly. That was a battle. Oh, he just gets
turned.
Behind.
Fellini, I think. Oh no, it wasn't Fellini. That's car 17.
That's not bad though. It says
it's David White. That was really good sportsmanship by White to wait for him. Well, something's then happened, because then
he didn't jump back to the pits. It was only.
Oh no, he didn't. Right. Sorry. Yep. Oh, just as we come back, that's Adam Hedgecock getting turned around. Oh, Newman!
In the background as well, and side by side as well. But
dear me,
Daleman and Bunn. Daleman up the inside.
Pete Newman's not having fun tonight. Here we go then. Bunn versus Daleman.
Oh,
it's going to go all the way around the axe.
Yeah, brilliant. That's very, very nice indeed.
That's a tough move, especially when you consider how massive the Mercedes is, to try and go around the outside of it. Lovely move. Well played by Matt Bunn. He's up into the top 10. He's up into 9th.
Who's that?
And that's Daleman going slowly.
Yeah. And he was just wide, wasn't he? And on the grass. And yeah.
Through goes Harrod and Phillips. Bit of an uncharacteristically quiet Pete Harrod tonight, actually. Or have they been in the action?
Yeah, he just literally moved up, as you said, that spot. And going to complete the move there.
Just about.
Indeed. Phillips, yeah. But I just want to focus back towards this front 3.
Oh, this is getting interesting.
Yeah, Robert's still here. We've gone 17 minutes now, so bulk of the race is gone. Just needs to carry on doing what he's doing. Let these guys fight behind. As
he'll want that to happen, surely.
Freitas defending.
Or will he? Because I have to say, Freitas has showed no. This is probably going to go wrong now. I've said it, but Freitas has showed no sign of getting through for nearly 20 minutes. So will he want Cuomo to get past Freitas?
Yeah, I don't think he will.
But Freitas now has a go. bit late on the brakes on the outside. Cuomo! Oh, into
wow.
Freitas. That's exactly what John Roberts wanted, but not what Miguel Freitas wants. That's twice now he's been involved in.
Someone just get disqualified.
Yeah,
Cuomo got disqualified.
Out.
So that puts Michael Blake into second place now, and John Roberts is 4.8 seconds clear at the front.
So Freitas is only actually lost one place from all that.
Yep.
Smith's dropping down. Paul Smith.
Oh, what's going on with Smith? There he is.
Oh, that's why. Don't know if there's damage, but his points tally will be damaged. Let's have a look then.
Oh, just a little nerfed from behind.
Nudge.
And the second one just to finish him off. That's
well, the first one was a bit sort of a bit touring car, which is okay. The second one was a bit rude.
Yeah. I think that's the only way you can describe it. Just a little bit rude.
Just a little bit rude.
Well, that's a bit out of order.
I'm sure they'll sort that one out in the stewards room. But look at Freitas' car. He's got half a DRS now on the back of that.
And Paul gives him a 1-2 combo as well. You know.
Do you reckon that thing? Do you reckon that'd be all right for the old? I reckon that'd be all right for the old stock car ovals. That wing, wouldn't it?
Who are we talking about here? Sorry,
Freitas.
Freitas. Oh yeah, perfect.
Bit more downforce on the right.
That's what he wants.
Be happy with that. Up 18 places, by the way, is Luke Clark in 18th place. Give him a shout, and also give Ben Gregory a shout as well, because we normally, in fairness to Ben, we normally see him when he's not in such good form, but 21 positions gained. He's had a fantastic run. Johnny Brandon's up to 4th briefly as well.
That's a bit chaotic, isn't it?
Yeah, just a bit.
We've not got long left of this race.
No, because Roberts is coming through the final sector now. So here we go then. After he started on pole and drove an absolutely brilliant race. Round the final corner he comes, and John Roberts for Boosted Motorsport is going to take the win here at Twin Ring Motegi. Round 16 goes to him. Michael Blake in P2. He'll be delighted with that. And third is Miguel Freitas. He survived all that to get onto the podium. Look, there's a Ferrari in trouble. That's Bunn. I think coming out of the final corner, I think Bunn was in a bit of bother.
Huge pack.
Just manages to beat Fellini to it. Oh, somebody did a 157 on the last lap. That was Matt Bunn, so I wonder if there was an issue for him.
It wasn't a disqualification. It was like a black screen sim crash.
For Cuomo?
I think. Maybe.
Oh, man. That's just bad luck. He seemed to disappear straight after the contact, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll take his word for it. Definitely. Dave Baker, 23rd. Might be in with a shot of the reverse grid. Needs those points. Although he has gained points on Foggy and Thompson in this one.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Johnny Brandon's a big winner because he finished in 4th place there.
Yeah, nice. They do update the points pretty quickly here, so we'll keep an eye and we'll do a little bit of a refresh after this race and see where the standings lie going into race number 3.
Well,
yeah, great win by that guy. Let me get the standings up.
Yeah, the points didn't update after the first round, but I'm sure we might see them in a bit. But yeah, John Roberts, brilliant result. He's going to be delighted with that. Lights to flag victory. I don't think he, like I say, all the respect in the world to John, but I don't think he would have expected that.
We're still waiting for someone to finish.
We are, and it's Paul Smith.
Oh, come on, Paul.
There he is.
Let's be having you.
Frustrating, isn't it, though? Hardly any damage on that car. And having to be all the way down in 31st place in the end. 25 positions lost. He's going to be annoyed with that. Definitely annoyed. Ben Gregory, though, 22. That's tremendous. John Roberts wins. I believe it's his first win in the season. I'm not certain. I would have to have a little look at that. But Michael Blake in P2. 3rd place belongs to Miguel Freitas. Johnny Brandon in 4th. Scott Malcolm, very strong top 5 for him. Dion Phillips in 6th. Lee Deemer in 7th. Pete Harrod 8th. Bart Dowman in 9th. And Christian Rose in 10th. Simon Field 11th. Richard Warmingham in 12th. Steve Lavalley 13th. Michael Evdocker 14th. Ben Gregory in 15th. Matt Bunn's poor final lap dropped him down out of the top 10 to 16th. Matteo Fellini 17th and Luke Clark in 18th. And then looking down into the second half of the field, you see David White in 21st. Jeroen Kaiser actually made the start this time for this one. Paul Gosling, Lynn O'Connor, Pete Newman, Paul Smith, then the last cars on the lead lap. Robert Lundgren and Ronald Moons were one lap down, so they will, if it is a full, it'll be Ronald Moons then, I think he'll go on to pole. So, yeah, Paul Smith will be hoping for a full, that's for sure. As will Pete Newman, whose evening hasn't gone particularly well. And then Atkinson, Styles, Foggy, crucially Foggy, Rayfield, Simpson and Gray were out. Interestingly, Josh Thompson did finish the race, Alex, but it was in 27th place.
Yeah.
So if it's a full, that will really benefit Thompson.
Absolutely. Well,
but that's the advantage of keeping going, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah. Can we find out who it is going to be?
Yeah, man.
Going to be similar sort of number, I think. 24th, or is it going to take over to 16th? It's not going to make 16th. 24th.
So 24th, going to be your own Kaiser.
Yep, with Lee Woodburn, Jason Rowan, Josh Thompson.
Who've missed out on that. They've missed out on that.
Oh, sorry. I'm going the wrong way around.
You are going the wrong way, but it's Dave Baker's going to be on the front row.
Nice, and Adam Hitchcock, David White, Stephen Burke.
It's all the guys who've just had bad luck tonight, isn't it, really? Baker, Hedgecock and Burke, who've just really not had the best of it, but I'm sure they will have a better run at it when race 3 commences. And that'll be just after the commercial break here on Apex Racing TV, so stay with us. I will say, just quickly, before we go off, that was John Roberts' first podium of the season. In fact, that was his first top 10 of the season by looking at the standing sheet.
Nice. Well done, son.
Yeah, well, that's the way to do it, isn't it? First place. Right, we'll be back in just a few minutes' time here on Apex Racing TV when the World GT Championship rolls on. Night has fallen. The dark has descended on the Twin Ring Motegi circuit in Japan. The World GT Championship will take the start for the third time tonight, very, very shortly indeed. Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson here on Apex Racing TV, bringing you all the action from the final round of the evening. And Alex, well, your own Kaiser is on the front row with Dave Baker. Baker desperately needs a top 5 here.
He does, absolutely. Try and close that gap up. I'm just refreshing the points to see if there was an update, and no, that's not pushing it. But yeah, so hopefully we can we'll be able to bring those next week, I would think, at this point. But yeah, like you say, he needs a really strong result here. Try and close those points up. He's managed to get it home twice, but not in particularly great positions, and he had opportunity to really close in. So did Thompson. As it is, I think they're all going to be sort of status quo, aren't they?
I believe that we're at Okayama next week. I'd have to double check that later on. I did see that on the
I think you're right.
on the schedule. Watch for Josh Thompson starting 27th. Watch for Nico Foggy starting 36th. But it's now your own Kaiser, the Dutchman's responsibility to get us underway for round 17 of the season. Here we go. Green light is on. Good jump by Kaiser. Baker into second position. Third is Adam Hedgecock. Baker goes wide. Hedgecock might be able to get down the inside. Might be able to take second place away here from the CQR car. Oh, and there's a spin in the background. It's Ben Gregory. It's Ben Gregory. What are you doing, man?
No, he was out of control. He couldn't. There was nothing. There was nothing he could do there. Unfortunately, it wasn't his fault at all. Well, you know, just one of those horrible things.
Well, I do apologise to Ben if that's the case, but just
yeah.
Oh dear.
I think he was a passenger there. So.
Yeah, I won't say anything any more about that then. And
do love a night race. Of course, it said night race tonight, and yeah, we get one.
Indeed, it is. There's some sliding going on. Don't know who that was actually. Up the inside goes the Ferrari. Oh, very late move by Matt Bunn. Oh, and Bart Dowman's around.
It's in the back. What is it?
He might have had a bit of help from Phillips, maybe. Oh, big one.
No.
Oh, and there's another BMW off.
Good.
John Roberts has had to take to the grass to avoid it. That's Scott Malcolm, is it? 75?
74.
Oh no,
Scott
74. Malcolm. Oh, Malcolm's still going. Who's 75? Lee Woodburn. Big problems there to start.
And that's just like you said. It's the Watkins Glen effect, isn't it? Bouncing off the Armco back into the the racing line, and on the first lap the whole track is absolutely covered. There's nowhere for anyone to go. I'm going to draw over the Northern Lights livery just one more time as Paul Gosling is going to come through. So you get out the way, cars, I can't see it. There we go. I am obviously someone, a couple of cars around.
Roberts.
Roberts around. So after the Lord Mayor's show comes the dust cart, and yeah, John Roberts finds himself spinning way down the order. How many of you have heard of that expression? You're too young, and you.
What's that? The dust? No, that's the Yorkshire. That's quite popular up here. Is that one? That's it. And no, the dust cart is probably going to be some of those crashed cars. They can be dust carts from now on. They're certainly not going to be used for GT3 racing anymore. Oh, it's the Audi getting all out of shape, but Jeroen Kaiser continues to lead. And here's the battle between Steve Burke and Steve Lavalley. My money's on Steve.
Steve's going to have this one. Got the best drive out of the corner, didn't he?
Steve's on the inside, Steve's on the outside.
I'm guaranteed Steve is going to be great on the brakes here as well. He goes in. And
Steve side by side with Steve. Steve's through.
Yeah. Good defensive driving from Burke there.
Oh, Steve!
Oh,
no!
I spoke too soon.
Oh no!
Just a little nudge from behind, and around he goes, and they're going at it. Who is this? That's Christian Rose as well.
Rose.
Good first race of the night as well.
Tell you what, those CQR Ferraris are absolutely on it in this one. Racehub team. Oh.
Seen something? Yeah, Michael Evdoka, very close. Oh,
and in the background, it's all kicking off as well. With Thompson is involved, I think. In
what's that contact with? That was Bung getting just tapped up the rear.
The rear.
It actually really stifled Mathieu's sort of run there, didn't it? And that's what's allowed Evdoka to get through.
Yeah, good work by Evdoka. To 6th place, sorry. Past Fellini. Josh Thompson's up to 12th, by the way.
15 spots.
He's got past that whole group involving Dowman and Luke Clark.
We did say it was difficult to overtake round here, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we said it was terrible.
David Baker.
Some people are making it. But things you can overtake here, you've just got to be committed.
I need to have a look at this to see if this is what I think it is. A replay worth showing on screen. Let's have a look. It might just be a checkup. False positive.
Foggy.
Oh. He's just not. He had that first win, didn't he? But it's just not going his way at all. He's down in 19th place now.
Oh, and he's had to completely come across the front of Cuomo's car here. Just to stay in that position.
He does. Let me rejoin it live. Sorry, I want to jump back to this because this is starting to get tasty at the front.
Well, these two have fought each other many times.
Oh, indeed they have. Not always in the GT3s, but...
Well, BMW versus Ferrari. It's an age-old battle as well.
Starting to pull away now as well. They're three and a bit clear of Chris Wood in third. You can see that on the mini-map, that little margin. The snake behind is just pretty close, though, together. So, yeah, Baker might go for a move. He could.
To be honest, I think David would be happy with second place after tonight.
I think you're probably right.
He knows he'll be getting points on Thompson and Foggy.
One thing, Dave, is he's not an impatient guy. You know, he will if you sort of sit there and he'll wait, and if he sees an opening, then he'll take it. You know, take a clean opportunity rather than try and work something.
Sorry, Josh Thompson on Christian Rose. is looking likely very, very shortly. Rose has been aggressive in this race. He's been making his way up the order quickly. Thompson, hard on the brakes, turns it in. Cleared.
Yeah, good move.
Very good indeed.
You know, he's good on the brakes.
I know he crashed out of race 2, mate, but we have seen a new Josh Thompson in the last few months.
Yep. Yeah, really.
He would have sailed up the inside and crashed into Christian Rose, I think, 3 months ago. Oh, Bun getting all sorts of sideways, and there goes Michael Evdoka up into 5th place.
Yeah, took full advantage of that, didn't he? Evdoka saw those two battling ahead. That was Hedgecock initially putting the move on Bum, running just a little bit deep. I think trying to defend the position, and then yeah, Evdoka up, thanking him for that little gift there.
He needs a better result as well, Michael Evdoka. Was in the top 6 in the championship. No Stephen Baxter tonight, so they're all getting on him. Michael Blake's had a good result, as we saw. Now, Hedgecock versus Evdoka versus Bunt.
Well, I think we've just missed the overtake there
already.
Yeah. Let's just very quickly get that one back. See exactly how we got it, because it was only a couple of corners after we clicked away.
Let's have a look then. Adam,
out of here. Did Adam just overshoot it a little bit? Yeah, a little bit wide, and it really does compromise your exit speed. Exactly what's happened, Michael. Thank you very much.
Of course,
2 gifts.
Of course, Adam was then on the outside for the right kink. Yeah, through. Yeah, gifted. Yeah, exactly.
Something going on a bit further back.
Like Christmas.
Scott Malcolm and Ronald Moons. I don't know what this was. Let's have a little look. A lot of position changing going on there. See if we can get a replay of this, see exactly what happened. But someone's lost it in front of them.
Oh, it's Dima, is it?
No,
it wasn't Dima. Blake.
Oh, there you go.
Oh
dear. Yeah.
Well, that was annoying for Blake anyway. Oh dear.
Oh, typical.
Oh, of course.
Baker, you had to.
There we go then. This is the move that gives Dave Baker the lead. CQR Racehub then going past Team Mad.
Good drive, didn't he, out of there?
BMW putting up a good fight down the straight. He tries to come across and clear him if he can. Dave's got the inside line. Jeroen's going to try and take the long way around with the momentum. Might get side by side with him by the time we get into turn 3. Had a look. Switches to the outside. Super close with him, really.
Get back to live. Here we go. Wood was able to close up quite a bit there in the background, wasn't he, as well? That gap was 3 and a bit seconds. It's now 1.1, so not obviously 2 Team Mad drivers, Kaiser and Wood. So I don't think they're going to battle too hard. You know, a couple of cars on the podium would be awesome for them.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty happy with that, I think.
It's a bit more tasty though. Hedgecock followed by White and Thompson. Thompson are how many places now? 19. Not too shabby. Make that 20. Yeah, just supremely
places gained.
Brakes is Thompson.
Unbelievable.
Got to get in the position to be able to pull that move off though, and you know he's always alongside. It's not like he's just sending it in from miles back.
I think if you're going to do it, I mean, you've got to be committed here, haven't you, in Motegi? Otherwise, you don't really get anything. You won't get clean moves done unless you actually do steam up the inside and try and make something happen. You've just got to send it, really. Oh, look at that.
Well, Hedgecock was wide there more than anything, and Thompson just jumped on him. He'll take that every day.
Somebody said on the YouTube chat we should run the oval layout instead. Have you got a death wish?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, some of the best racing we ever watched on this channel was the BSR-TC around this here.
I was in it.
There was some great racing then.
I was in that, and that was crazy, mate. Absolutely crazy.
We'll jump on board with Steve Lavalley here, because it's a good little battle ahead, and he's got a great little shot of it all. Give us an idea of what it's like around here at night. Actually, should we stay on board with Steve for a lap and
yeah, do it, man. I want to hear.
Have a guided tour around here.
Yeah, and he could potentially get some action on this lap as well.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go then, round this Motegi circuit in the night, shaping up the final corner. All important to get a good exit out of down the main straight. It's pretty short, and you're going to get to what, 5th gear down here. Look for your braking markers on the left hand side. Double apex corner here, hit the inside one, and then you really want that second one, really just a little bit wide, but car really blocks his view there, so it's never easy. Cones on the right, that's your kind of cue. You want to kill them to make sure you're using all of the track on the way in to this left. Important to kiss the apex on the inside and the outside, and then back up on the inside of the exit of turn 4. And then again, another short little squirt. Spot your braking on the left. Be careful not to lock up here, because it really does compromise you. And we've seen exactly what has happened again. Hedgecock done exactly the same thing ahead. Get a good line, get a good exit. It's important. Hedgecock lost 2 places there because of that. In this banking left-right section of the circuit, use all the curb on the left. Really open out this right-hander here. Be very patient getting on the power. And then brake a bit earlier than normal here, because the track sort of dips away and causes the back end just to get a little bit loose. Just to be careful there, and you want to get on the power nice and early into the tightest hairpin of the circuit. Again, multiple lines around here. You can sort of run wide and try and straighten it off to get a better run down here, and maybe give yourself a chance for an overtake. Steve opting a little bit tighter. I think he's more just looking for his braking point. And then this downhill braking, again, super easy just to lock up the tyres. ABS, of course, helping in these GT3s. Swing it through that right-hander, and then we're going to kiss the 2 curbs here. Try and open up this final corner to get a good exit. And actually, it was a good exit. He just got a little bit of the grass, and that's why he isn't going to get the run on white here. But that was a good lap from Steve, and yeah, poor old Hedgecock. A couple of times he's down 6 places in this race now. It's just not really working for him in this one.
It's like Steve's enjoying himself in that Mercedes. Oh, and off in the background goes Miguel Freitas. Luckily for him, he had quite a big gap behind him.
Take a quick look at it though, see exactly what happened.
I think it's just a spin coming out of the...
Oh, going into it, too much speed.
Oh!
Just carrying too much speed through the middle
of the corner.
Yeah. And
he had a lot of space behind though, which is lucky for him.
Fortunate there.
Got O'Connor now quite close to him, but immediate threat. Adam Hedgecock and
White. Yeah.
David White, yeah. Look at this battle now. The XVR cars are in force, aren't they? Here comes David White. That's a lovely move. Well done.
Yeah, dummied his way through there, didn't he? Showed one way, dived to the other.
Perfect braking as well. Could have easily locked up, run wide. Yeah, it was beautiful. Great overtake. And Bunn and Thompson side by side. Thompson's gone through at the bottom of the hill. Corner that leads into the final sector. Josh Thompson up into the top 5 from 27th where he started.
Where's Foggy managed to get in this one as well? He's up 24 spots up to 12th as well, so it's mitigating the points lost to Thompson, but definitely will be a net gain for Josh, even though he's had that one really shocking race. He's still going to gain points in that one over Foggy, and he's going to gain points this one as well, and he only lost 1 place in the first race. So
Nichols just gained a place up into 11th. And he might get one. He might get another one soon as well. Adam Hedgecock, and then maybe David White. But yeah, Foggy looks quick here. He's really getting in here. Down the back straight. Into the right-hand hairpin. It's very little on the brakes. He's going around the outside of the hairpin. It's very tough to do. Given the space, it's made it work. Very nice move. Great move indeed. As we see with the Apex Academy logo. Ish.
Yeah, it's the TV one technically, color coded for their livery. So, but yeah.
Oh, what's that? Is that the car we were on board with, or something else?
No, that was genuinely foggy. It's running a little bit deep in there.
Sliding it around a lot. It's brave with this time model. Did we see Chris Wood go into second place?
I don't think we did, but we'll get that back on a replay in just a second.
But not only is he up in second place, he's only half a second behind the leader.
Just stay with this for a second. I've got that replay ready to spool up.
See if he can get. See if. Oh, it's a great exit. I think White's not sure whether he's clear, so he can't really move over and block the line. He might try the outside himself. Nothing doing.
Foggy nails both apexes. They're absolutely great driving. Let's see the overtake for second place then. Was it a genuine move, or was the teammates letting each other just?
That's what it could have been. Yeah.
Potentially giving Wood the opportunity to try and chase down Baker, and that's exactly what it was.
And that's what Wood's doing, though. He's only 2/10 behind him now. It's right with him. Chris Wood did finish in the top 5 in race 1. I believe he finished 5th.
Well, he's got the pace then, and we know this.
White
move's done.
David White's dropped down. He's had a spin or a crash. We've only got. Oh, is it going to be the final lap this time? Going to be next lap. It's going to be the final one. Of course, it's been a bit cooler out there, so going a little quicker. Getting one more lap in. Yeah. Well, we've seen that before, haven't we?
I hope Baker's not weaving to celebrate, because there's 15 seconds left of this race to go.
Or was he trying to break that slipstream?
Well, maybe. I think he thought it was done. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, this could be a problem for him, because Chris Wood is right there, and if he sends one up the inside now, he's got every chance of doing it. Matt Bunn coming on strong with a personal best lap for him, 1:47.0. Very, very fast lap. Here we go then, Chris Wood going on the outside. Baker might have thought he'd taken the checkered flag. Could be curtains now. Oh,
just about got clear there. Close it off.
This is brilliant from Chris Wood. And the dummy. Oh.
Baker alive to it, covers it off nicely. Here come third and fourth, really closing in as they're battling hard.
Look at the BMW. It's so quick in the late going. So fast. It's like he's kept the tyres in much better shape, Chris Wood. He's only going to have a couple of chances to wrestle this victory away from Dave Baker.
I'm going to try and get a good cut back here and get a good exit. Ah, has he got it? It's going to be close.
Baker's the power of the BMW is going to come into play. It's going to get alongside him, mate. Into the bottom of the hill. What's he going to do? He can't cut back. He's not judged it well. Baker into the final sector, but Wood was very, very quick in here. Was very, very quick, and he's very quick out of it as well. To the line. Gonna be Dave Baker just who gets there.
Yeah, great race.
Good race. Good race. Well done, Chris Wood. Pushed him all the way.
Fireworks go in the background.
We've had fireworks on the circuit as well tonight. Paul Gosling Pete Harrod, 23rd and 24th. They're very close there on the track, coming across. Gonna be super close. Here we go. It's gonna happen. Oh! It's gonna be the BMW, I think.
It is. Beamer
Pete Harrod gets down the line. Pete Harrod. Look at the fireworks there above Twin Ring Motegi. Great stuff. Great way to end.
They've done well on the particle effects, haven't they, on that? It does look good.
Yeah, they have.
Consistent night.
Have indeed. Lights up the night sky in Japan. As has the World GT Championship tonight. It's been brilliant. Been fantastic action on the circuit. Just got a couple of cars finishing their lap. Johnny Brandon's still going, I think, out there. Yeah, I think he is. Is that right, Alex? Is he still going, Johnny Brandon?
Tell, because I've got the race results come up. Well, yeah, we've got Ben Gregory and come on, Gregory, get across the line. We can't bring the results up and across the line. It was Ben.
Oh, right, was it? Oh, Brandon was, he was a lap down, but it still looked like he was on the same lap. Oh, okay. Well, after all that, what a tremendous finish. And it was Dave Baker by just a tenth of a second over Chris Wood, re-establishing his championship credentials. Jeroen Kaiser in third. Michael Doker in fourth, and another solid race for him. Josh Thompson in fifth, great fight back. Matt Bunn in sixth, Matteo Fellini seventh, Christian Rose eighth, Nico Foggy in ninth. Likewise, Foggy was very impressive out there. 27 positions gain, the biggest mover of the field. Richard Warmingham 10th, Adam Hedgecock in 11th, Simon Field 12th, and Bart Dowman 13th, Nicola Cuomo 14th, Steve Lavalley 15th, David White 16th, Lane O'Connor in 17th, Miguel Freitas in 18th. 19th, Jack Stiles, and 20th for Steve Burke. And then we saw that great battle between Howard and Gosling. And then results go all the way down to Johnny Brandon, who'll be the last point scorer with 34th place. Dion Phillips, Stuart Atkinson, and Mike Gray and Lee Woodburn were the ones who didn't make it all the way to the end.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the guys right at the back. Phillips and Atkinson, they must have had some lap one incident. One of the, no, there was that big one, wasn't it? So maybe just got involved in that.
Yeah.
Got three people for an interview. Who do you want first?
Don't know, you pick.
Go Christian Rose, actually. He had a great first race. Ferrari driver, of course. And I think it was tough for them out there. Christian, have you got us?
Good evening.
Hello, sir. Well, yeah, tell us about your evening so far. I mean, well, it's not so far. Your evening in the end. I mean, you had a good first race. I saw the comment on the YouTube channel at the end, of that race, saying it was, it's really tough. But you were delighted with that result. How is the Ferrari around here?
The Ferrari isn't the quickest around here. I keep saying that every week. Yeah, it was tough. Pete Newman did a fantastic job on the setup. Really transformed the car. Just got it a tiny bit fast, so it allowed me to at least fight. On a personal level, I've really struggled. I've had to get used to right foot braking, so I've got a busted leg with a torn ligament. So I'm delighted to get 3 top 10 finishes tonight. It's been, it was really tough racing. I had a cracking battle with Matteo Fellini in the last race. That was really good.
No wonder you were steaming in on the brakes then.
Well,
it was desperation.
Yeah. Will it stop? But yeah, also shout out to Dave Baker for winning that last race. He's had a pretty poor evening by his standards up to now. So to get a win in that final race was fantastic for him.
Awesome stuff. I mean, we stay in Japan for next week's event, of course, Okayama. This place is pretty narrow in places, very difficult to overtake, but that's nothing compared to Okayama. So I imagine some setup tweaks will be needed, but actually generally the direction will be okay because it's kind of, you know, point and squirt again. You know, it's going to be another tough night for you guys.
Yeah, so I haven't really tested the car at Okayama yet. I imagine I think it's week off next week, possibly.
Oh yeah,
I'll have to check. But,
next meeting then. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to have to put some laps in to get anywhere near the pace of Nicole. Nicole's really got that car singing perfectly this season, making us all look a bit silly in reality. Yeah, no, so it should be another challenge. Haven't really done too much racing Okayama apart from MX5s when I first started out on iRacing, so yeah, should be interesting. Look forward to hopefully some more good racing.
Obviously the points haven't been updated. Let me do a refresh just to make sure. I mean, you were 12th going into the meeting. Where do you want to try and get? I mean, it's 269 points. You were behind. It hasn't been updated. So, I mean, you had such a great season last season. You're trying to work your way back into that top 5?
Yeah, top 6 is the goal. I have missed one round this season, so when drop scores factor in, that should hopefully push me a bit further up with any luck. But yeah, no. I think pushing for the championship, I'm always optimistic, but I think that could be out of reach. So yeah, just try and see where we end up. Try scoring some good points, staying out of trouble, which I've found pretty difficult this season. I've always wound up on the end of a silly incident, or I've caused myself some drama. So yeah, looking forward to hopefully having more nights like tonight and get some good points.
Awesome stuff. Over to you, mate, for your shout-outs and stuff.
Yep. Mark Russell at Racehub, fantastic support of CQR and also of the series itself. Everyone within CQR, and also to Michael and Simmortal for helping put the championship together, and along with you for the brilliant broadcast.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you.
Enjoy your rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Christian Rose there, and Alex, for those at home who aren't sure, just how difficult is it to go from left foot braking to right foot braking while you're racing? As in, you know, from one week to the next, is that to change?
Yeah, it's not easy. I think when you're just so used to racing with left foot braking, which you would do in these cars, you know, it's tough. There's, you know, racing techniques where, you know, to get the optimal braking and the optimal acceleration, it's so much harder to do on the when you're right foot braking. I mean, I think we've all perhaps seen the sort of the telemetry traces between Rubens Barrichello and Michael Schumacher, sort of explaining, or was it Johnny Herbert? I think it might have actually been Johnny Herbert.
It was. I saw one with Barrichello as well, though.
Yeah, because both of those
drivers,
right foot brake, if I'm not mistaken, even in the F1 car, and Herbert, because of his crash and his injury, and but Barrichello always right brake, and you can see where they were losing time. I know Schumacher's technique was just sublime. But yeah, it was
a left foot breaker, which helped.
Yeah, it really emphasised how much you can gain by having that. So yeah, top job from Christian for doing that.
Martin Brundle had the same problem after he smashed his ankles up. Smashed one of his ankles up, his braking foot. So he always used to have to right foot brake as well, when potentially he could have gained some more time out of the left foot braking. So yeah, it was interesting. Should we grab your own?
Yeah, we haven't spoken to your own for a little while. Oh.
There we go. Your own Kaiser joins us, and your own, well, first of all, it's good to speak to you because we've not had you for quite a while in the commentary box, and second of all, you got on the podium. Well done.
Yeah, it's been a while since I could start this season, so I missed the first 4 rounds, and then last week I started and got -1 point, so I had a really good night tonight to make up for it.
-1 points. I won't go into how you managed to get that, but first race, did you just not make the start?
Honestly, dinner was ready after 1 lap, so I parked it.
I mean,
Yum. What did you have?
there you go.
So yeah, you have to make some time for that. I got home really late, and I knew I would miss race 1, but I wanted to get all the practice for race 2 and race 3 in there, and it paid off.
You might as well tell us then, what was dinner?
I honestly forgot after that race.
Couldn't have been that icy if it's not that.
Can't have been that good if he's forgotten.
I was about to say, if it wasn't that good, I'd have just like, it'll go cold.
No, I just had a really good race, and a shout out to David because he was driving me very fairly. For me, it was a night to get used to. It was my first night in VR, and the team really helped with the setup today, and it was really great to drive that car. And fighting David and fighting Chris was really an experience. So I really enjoyed today.
Nice, and got a decent result in race 2. Reverse grid obviously helped out. It looked like you had good pace at the beginning, and then you let Chris go near the end, which was probably the right decision because he got very close, didn't he?
Yeah, Chris really had the speed, and after a while my rear tire started giving up a little bit, which I noticed the most on the brakes into the final corner. And the first time I slid a little bit there was the time David passed me, and the second time I let Chris go to let him have a go at David. And maybe we should have done it a lap earlier and he might have gotten it, but in the end I was happy with how it ended, and podium finish for us both means good points for the team. That's good for our teammates, so that's good for us.
Yeah, and the BMW obviously has improved a lot since previous seasons. Are you noticing that around tracks like this?
Honestly, I've only driven the Mercedes the last few seasons or years even, so I changed because the team changed, and I'm liking it so far.
All right, well, thanks for joining us in the commentary box once again. It's good to speak to you, and give some shout outs to the team and the sponsors.
Yeah, always fairly thankful for Team Matt. They really make great setups, and we have a great teamwork chemistry, so I'm really happy to be part of it. And thank you to you guys, because I always enjoy the broadcast.
Perfect. Thanks very much, mate, and we'll catch you next time.
See you next time.
Right then, Alex. Apologies, by the way, to everybody else who's waiting for interviews. We are going to make that the last one. So, but thanks anyway. We will get to you next time, no doubt. Alex, I really enjoyed that meeting. It was good. It was a lot of fun.
Yep, good meeting, good racing. Nice changeable conditions out there as well, or settings as well. You know, midday to the evening, and then the night race at the end. You know, made it nice little you know, sort of a race meeting, like it was a whole day affair. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Perfect. And we're going to be back in just about 3 hours time, in fact, when the Motegi Sports Car Series.
Yeah, 1:15 in the morning. Come and join us, people. This is why we're jumping off now. It's nap time.
It is indeed, because last week was quite a late one, so we're going to make sure we sort out some sleep, and so we get back to you in good condition for that one. But yeah, join myself and Alex again 1:15 AM for that. I can't remember where we're going to be, but I'm sure it will be good. Right, thanks everybody for watching tonight here in the World GT Championship with Racehub and Simmortal. I've been Andrew Woodhouse, he's been Alex Simpson, and hopefully we'll still be that when we come back in 3 hours time. So we'll see you later.